Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we look ahead to the Breeders' Cup this weekend in Lexington, Kentucky. Day one and day two. We'll look ahead to day two on another video, but day one, the Juvenile, coming up Friday, November 6th. Anthony Stabile joining us, the Big A, the horse racing analyst here at VegasInsider.com, and he's got plenty of good takes here on the races for Friday, including the Juvenile, which wraps it up at 5:10 Eastern post time there in Lexington. And we bring Anthony on right now. And Anthony, a couple of horses to look at for the Juvenile, at least the favorites. Jackie's Warrior opened up at 7-5, Essential Quality at 4-1, and Reinvestment Risk at 9-2. Your early thoughts on those favorites?
Kevin, the Jackie's Warrior and Reinvestment Risk very familiar with each other, as Reinvestment Risk has chased Jackie's Warrior around there in both the Hopeful at Saratoga and most recently in the Champaign at Belmont Park. Look, Jackie's Warrior coming into this race as one of the stars, in my opinion, of the weekend. There's a scenario in my head where if Jackie's Warrior, who has been super impressive in his first four starts, especially his last two in the grade ones, there's a scenario in my head where if he wins and a couple of horses, namely Swiss Skydiver and, the Improbables and the Tiz-the-Laws, if they go down on Championship Saturday, I think Jackie's Warrior could be horse of the year. So we're talking about that kind of talent. With that said, all of his races have been around one turn, and now Reinvestment Risk is going to get a chance with a little more ground, around two turns, and not having to do the dirty work. And what that means is Jackie's Warrior has been going to the lead, and Reinvestment Risk in these shorter fields has been left with the unenviable task of having to chase him around that. Well, now in a little bit of a bigger field, and you mentioned Essential Quality, Reinvestment Risk may have a chance to sit the trip. He'd prefer to sit. I think that's what Gerardo Ortiz Jr. is going to do anyway, get him off the pace on Saturday, make one run. Essential Quality, the new shooter to their little rivalry, he has the advantage of a hometown win. He won the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland, going this distance in his most recent start. He has some speed. Maybe him and Jackie's Warrior are closer in the early running, and Reinvestment Risk is waiting in the offing.
Are there any long shots that you're keeping an eye on for that race?
Yeah, I actually picked against the two favorites and put Reinvestment Risk on top. You can find all the information over at the Vegas Insider, the Breeders' Cup betting guide, and then the pick packs will be available for purchase in the next couple of days, of course. There's a horse from California, and ordinarily, the first two to come to mind, American Pharaoh, who won this in 2014 before taking the Triple Crown the next year, and then in 2015, Nyquist at Keeneland, the only time they ran the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland. Nyquist won the Juvenile and went on to be the first undefeated Kentucky Derby winner since Smarty Jones. He didn't win a race after that Kentucky Derby, but he used this race at Keeneland, this Juvenile at Keeneland, as a springboard to Derby success the following year. Normally we see a strong contingent coming from California. Not the case at all this year. In fact, the horse that won the American Pharaoh, big prep for this, the grade one, get her number, not going to participate. But the second horse his name is Rombauer. And the thing that him and the winner from the American Pharaoh had in common were they had never run on dirt before that start last time out. They had each run twice on the turf and had run well. Rombauer made a huge run from last, and he made a sustained half-mile run. Now, he's going to be at the back of the pack. And with the short stretch at Keeneland, the mile and a 16th races end at the 16th pole. They're one of several tracks in North America that actually have two finish lines. This race ends at the 16th pole. A horse with a big kick like him at a little bit of a disadvantage. With that said, there appears to be some pacing here. And I think at a price, he'll be 15, 20 to 1. I would not be surprised if he snuck into the exotic.
Also on Friday, Anthony, there's 4 other races too in the Juvenile. Anything that you're seeing, any best bets from the earlier races?
Yeah, we went a couple of years back to this Future Stars Friday format. I think it's great to get the 2-year-old races done on Friday. And I know a lot of handicappers don't like having to muddle through, if you will, the 2-year-old form. There's a horse that's interesting to me in the very first Breeders' Cup race of the championship season. That's Bodenheimer. Golden Pal's going to be a heavy favorite, and Golden Pal makes a lot of sense. He could be any time. But Bodenheimer has a win locally at the distance over that Keeneland Strip in the Indian Summer. It was a win-in-your-in race. That's how he punched his ticket to get into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, with the lowest race 6 on Friday. Got a lot of speed. I'm going to try and get him gate to wire. Golden Pal got saddled all the way out on the far outside in post 14, so at the very least, he's destined for a wide journey. I think the Juvenile fillies on dirt is very interesting. Crazy Beautiful is the stablemate of Simply Ravishing. Now, Simply Ravishing is going to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite. They'll fight for favoritism with Princess Noor. Crazy Beautiful was the favorite over Simply Ravishing in their prep last time. And again, dynamics of the race came into play. Crazy Beautiful was supposed to sit third behind Simply Ravishing, and another filly named Travel Column. The gate opened. Travel Column went to her knees. Simply Ravishing was left on the front end. Guess who had to chase Simply Ravishing? Crazy Beautiful. Now Crazy Beautiful has some pace help in here. She'll get to sit her trip from mid-pack. One of them's 5-2, or I can't remember right now off the top of my head, 5-2 a morning line, or 3-1, Simply Ravishing. Crazy Beautiful is 20-1. On the morning line. Will she be 20-1? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, she's my pick. And I think at the bigger price with a more favorable scenario, she's worth a wager on Friday.
Day 1 of the Breeders' Cup coming up Friday in Lexington. And you heard there from the Big A, Anthony Stabile. You could check out his Breeders' Cup betting guide at VegasInsider.com. Also check out our video for his Day 2 picks for the Classic coming up on Saturday. For Anthony Stabile, I am Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.